lighting is so harsh in here. What's up, guys? So just last week, I arrived in Taiwan, where I'm going to be spending the next entire year. While I'm here, I'm going to be teaching English. I got a Fulbright scholarship, so I'm super excited about that. Very grateful for the opportunity. I studied English in, I studied Chinese in college, so that's part of why I wanted to, or really the reason why I wanted to come here. It was between here, China, and this situation worked out and fell in my lap, and here we are. So while I'm here, I wanted to make some things and update you guys on what's happening and try and share a little slice of this kind of amazing place that I found myself in. Not kind of amazing. This amazing place that I found myself in. So for this entire past week, I've been quarantining, but for the last half of that, you're allowed to go outside once you take a COVID test, make sure you don't have it, etc., etc. You're allowed to go outside for a walk. So I went to some pretty incredible places, even just in that little time span. Not where I'm gonna be living. I'm there now. I'm in my place now. But that was from a different city. That was Kaohshiung, and I want to show you guys one of the places I went on the very first day. So check it out, and I'm excited, and I'll see you guys later. Oh, and one more thing before I forget. You might have noticed my incredible bedspread. This is because in the store, they basically were like, you can have like default blue, or like gray, or this. And I was like, well, I'm only going to live in Asia once in my life. I'm fairly confident, so why not really embrace it? So, cheese! So the very first thing I did when I finally got outside was beeline for this bridge that I've been beholding with my eyes for a very long time, and I was not disappointed by the views. You see, my destination was that Buddhist temple right there. Ding! I've been staring at that thing forever, and it had just been taunting me endlessly. And so the second I was released from my quarantine prison, I made straight for it, and I was not disappointed by what I saw. Colorful buildings, grass going over the train tracks. I definitely felt like I was in a whole new world, not the dirty grime of America. Actually though, as far as the streets go, everything had a pretty distinctive way of being crammed in, and there were no sidewalks anywhere. But finally I got to the temple, and it was closed. Found this little temple on the way back though, consolation prize, and then I started to make my way up because there was a gigantic mountain behind the temple and I was not gonna leave empty-handed. Oh, and by the way, it was freaking hot out. Shortly thereafter, I came upon this interesting little like white monument situation. I couldn't quite read it or did not take the time to translate, but it was really cool. And I walked around it a bit and then went behind it where I found a whole bunch of monkeys. Okay, so I'm just walking around, there's this big like monument, like beautiful view of the city, right? And then I'm like, I go through here and I'm like, I hear some movement, I hear some things. There's wild monkeys. Just wild monkeys. And it was really crazy. You just watch them like tagging each other and running around and playing and just being generally very silly and monkey-like and just doing crazy shit. And it was kind of crazy because like, obviously in America and other places like that around the world, you don't just see wild monkeys running around, and there were just monkeys everywhere. In fact, there was actually families who were surprised to see squirrels. I saw 2 squirrels and a lot of monkeys. And for the monkeys, they were like, yeah. They're like rats or pigeons almost for them. But then for the squirrels, they were like, wow, what the hell is this? So it was a really crazy experience. Something I did not expect to see all of a sudden just turning a random corner. Blam, blam. I also don't want to be narky, but I did want to share really quickly something else that I saw. There were monkeys just running around with plastic bags on their heads, or monkeys just digging into plastic that's left around by humans. So I wanted to share that pollution is not okay. It has very, very real consequences. So I've actually seen a lot of things like this during my time in Taiwan, and we'll probably compile something together so I can help spread some awareness. But please properly dispose of your trash, and please try and help spread awareness of these type of issues and things like this. I thank you for listening to my TED Talk. From there, I continued up the mountain and walked through these beautiful woods. And after that, I came upon something pretty special. So you're never gonna believe that small like little hill situation that I thought was like not that crazy big outside of where I could see from my hotel is absolutely massive. It is absolutely massive. And I'm climbing up this big banyan tree, and there's even more to go up there, but the view behind me, it's spectacular. It's just so nice up here. There's like no sounds but like the wind. You can hear like monkeys calling and like birds chirping, and it's just, man, it's spectacular. So this is kind of random, but I think I see my hotel because I was just looking out at the whole city, and you can see, wow, the zoom is crazy, wow. So that bridge right there, that waterway, that bridge, that's the bridge I was on before. That's the power station I was by. That's the little grass walk thing I went on, like all the trees. So then to the right of that, one of these Like, it might be that one or that one. It's like one of these. That's really crazy. Whew. Oh my god. I stayed up there for a very long time, but eventually I did have to leave. Don't be too sad though, because the beautiful sights are just beginning. Near to the top of the mountain, I came across this locked gate that I was contemplating climbing until I translated what it said. It read, 军事重地全部进入, which, sorry for my pronunciation, means military affairs important place. Please don't enter. So I'm really glad that I decided not to trespass there. I made my way around and went higher and higher. I found this one hiking trail that said something about being really steep, rocky terrain, and they were not kidding. It was like I had to basically like put my hands on both of the rocks and like grab myself up, like low-grade rock climbing. I saw some older guys on it that I was really impressed by the fact that they were even doing it, so you know, go Taiwanese old people, I guess. I came upon a really nice viewpoint where you could see the whole city, especially those two big skyscrapers sticking out beautifully. And then there's the wharf area right there, and beyond that, the Taiwan Strait, part of the South China Sea, part of the Pacific Ocean. I really, really enjoy this next clip because I went to school in California and I spent a lot of time in Montana, and pine trees just mean something pretty special to me, and I feel like they're very rare in Taiwan. So going up on this mountain and seeing these beautiful pine trees and the lovely little picnic benches actually reminded me of this one specific hike that I've done in Montana before and brought back some really nice memories. So I loved seeing that, and it was a nice little reminder and piece of home for me to take with me. After that little break, I saw my next waypoint and I decided to head for that radio tower. Not long after that, on my way there, I spotted some more little reminders of home. There was this cactus growing seemingly out of nowhere, and this little tiny lizard guy. Just so freaking cute, and these guys are all around California, so seeing one of those was really nice too, and the cactus was a funny combination together. And I saw another mysterious military gate, some more monkeys, and then I decided to make my way up this staircase. This is where the hike got really interesting. I was very much so in the backwoods now and way off the beaten path. The sun here was shining through just a perfect angle. The foliage was so lush and overgrown, I felt like I was in a prehistoric jungle, and there was not a soul around. Now I was entering some area that had clearly experienced some really dramatic geological activity. There were giant caves and crevices everywhere. Definitely entered the wild area here because I see these Lord of the Rings-esque giant spider webs. You can actually see one of those giant spiders hiding on top of that leaf. Then I made my way into this Pan's Labyrinth, Alice in Wonderland looking cave situation here underneath this giant tree, and for this one, I think I'll just let you watch what happens. I didn't know what I was about to discover, but I kept on rolling, and I'm very glad that I did. I captured the exact moment that I stumbled upon it. No joke, this has to be one of the prettiest things I've ever seen in my life. The sun was coming in at the perfect angle, lighting up this whole giant crevice. And the rays, man, the rays that it was creating, I mean, it was just insane. I sat there for a very, very long while, took a bunch of videos and pictures, but really made sure to soak it all in. That was truly incredible. And the way it lit up the foliage above, like, oh my god. On top of all of that, one of the very best parts was the fact that I found myself completely alone back there, and there was not a noise to be heard. This is the most beautiful thing I've ever seen in my life. Just incredible. The light well streaking through this canyon right now in the middle of nowhere. I can't hear a thing. There's like a gnat in my ear. That's all I can hear. It's just... Yeah, that backcountry area was wild. I'm not sure it was even part of a trail, honestly. I think I was one of the only people that's ever gone back there, and that made it all the more special. After all that, it was time for me to head back down. And down, down, down I went, with a little monkey friend, and then just making my way down these little forest paths. But not before I stumbled upon one more beautiful view of the city. Kaohshiung City, or Kaohshiung City, as its romanization is. I'm not a city guy, but I think it's safe to say that I enjoyed my time there. Very, very much. This is Jim Tiger signing off. Stay smiling, I'll catch you on the flippity flip. Plenty more Taiwan content to come.